Welcome. Today we're diving into one of the foundational concepts in economics, the factors of production. These are the essential resources that drive all economic activity and make the creation of goods and services possible. Whether you're running a small bakery or managing a large factory, understanding these factors is crucial. Over the next few scenes, we'll break down each factor, explore their unique roles, and see how they interact to shape our economy. Let's start by defining what factors of production actually are and why they matter so much in the world of economics. Economics, the term factors of production refers to the resources used to produce goods and services. These resources are grouped into four main categories: land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship. Each plays a distinct role in the production process, and together they form the backbone of any economy. Without these factors, production simply wouldn't be possible. As we move forward, we'll take a closer look at each category, starting with land, and see how they contribute to economic growth and development. Let's begin with land, the first factor of production. In economics, land doesn't just mean soil or property, it includes all natural resources found in nature. This covers everything from minerals and forests to water and fertile fields. Land provides the raw materials needed for production, whether it's timber for construction or oil for energy. The availability and quality of land can greatly influence what an economy can produce and how efficiently it operates. Next, we'll see how labor transforms these resources into valuable products. Labor is the human effort that goes into producing goods and services. This includes both physical and mental work, from factory workers assembling products to engineers designing new technologies. Labor is essential because without people to transform raw materials, production would come to a halt. The skills, education, and motivation of workers can significantly impact productivity and the quality of output. As we continue, we'll explore how capital supports and enhances the work done by labor. Capital refers to the tools, machinery, buildings, and technology used in the production process. Unlike land, capital is man-made and designed to increase efficiency and output. Think of computers in an office, tractors on a farm, or assembly lines in a factory. Capital allows workers to produce more faster and often at a higher quality. It's a critical investment for any business aiming to grow and compete. Next, we'll look at the driving force behind all these resources: entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is the factor that brings land, labor, and capital together to create goods and services. Entrepreneurs are the risk takers and visionaries who organize resources, innovate, and drive economic progress. They identify opportunities, develop new products, and often take financial risks to turn ideas into reality. Without entrepreneurship, resources would remain idle, and economic growth would stagnate. Now let's see how these four factors interact in real-world production. Magic of production happens when all four factors, land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship, work together. For example, a bakery needs land for its building, labor to bake bread, capital like ovens and mixers, and an entrepreneur to manage the business. Each factor complements the others, and the absence of anyone can disrupt the entire process. This interdependence is what makes the study of production so fascinating and vital to understanding economics. Let's take a closer look at land in the context of agriculture. Farmland provides the space and natural resources needed to grow crops and raise livestock. The fertility of the soil, access to water, and climate conditions all play a role in determining what can be produced. Farmers rely on these natural resources to feed communities and supply raw materials for other industries. Next, we'll see how labor is essential in turning these resources into food. Manufacturing, labor takes center stage. Workers operate machinery, assemble products, and ensure quality control. Their skills and experience can make a significant difference in productivity and the final product's quality. Training and education are key to maximizing the potential of labor in this sector. As we move on, we'll explore how capital investments can further enhance manufacturing processes. Capital is especially important in the technology sector. Computers, servers, and specialized equipment enable companies to innovate and stay competitive. Investments in capital can lead to breakthroughs in efficiency and productivity, allowing businesses to scale up and reach new markets. The right capital can transform an idea into a global product. Next, we'll see how entrepreneurship sparks these transformations. Entrepreneurs are the driving force behind new businesses and industries. They spot opportunities, gather resources, and take calculated risks to launch new ventures. Their leadership and vision can turn a simple idea into a thriving enterprise. From tech startups to local shops, entrepreneurship is at the heart of economic dynamism. Let's now examine how these factors of production are rewarded in the economy. Each factor of production receives a specific reward in the economy. Landowners earn rent, workers receive wages, capital owners get interest, and entrepreneurs earn profit. These rewards incentivize people to provide their resources for production. Understanding these rewards helps explain why resources are allocated the way they are in different industries. Next, we'll look at how scarcity affects the availability of these factors. Scarcity is a fundamental concept in economics. All factors of production are limited, which means choices must be made about how to use them. For example, land can be used for farming or building homes, and labor can be directed toward different industries. These choices shape the structure of the economy and influence what goods and services are available. Next, we'll see how opportunity cost comes into play. Opportunity cost is what you give up when you choose one option over another. In the context of production, using resources for one purpose means they can't be used elsewhere. For instance, if a factory uses its capital to make cars, it can't use the same machines to produce bicycles at the same time. Understanding opportunity cost helps businesses and governments make better decisions about resource allocation. Let's now explore how technology impacts the factors of production. Technology can dramatically change the way factors of production are used. New inventions can make labor more productive, allow better use of land, or create entirely new forms of capital. For example, automation in factories can reduce the need for manual labor, while advances in agriculture can increase crop yields. Technology is a key driver of economic growth and efficiency. Next, we'll look at how governments influence the use of these factors. Governments play a significant role in shaping how factors of production are used. Through policies, regulations, and incentives, they can encourage investment in certain industries or protect natural resources. For example, subsidies for renewable energy can shift capital and labor toward green technologies. Regulations can also ensure fair wages and safe working conditions for labor. Now, let's see how globalization affects the allocation of production factors. Globalization has connected economies around the world, allowing factors of production to move more freely across borders. Companies can access labor, capital, and resources from different countries, leading to more efficient production and lower costs. However, globalization also brings challenges, such as job displacement and environmental concerns. Understanding its impact helps us see the bigger picture of how production factors are used globally. Next, we'll discuss the importance of sustainability. Sustainability is becoming increasingly important in the use of production factors. Businesses and governments are seeking ways to use resources more efficiently and reduce environmental impact. This includes investing in renewable energy, recycling materials, and developing sustainable business practices. Sustainable use of land, labor, and capital ensures that future generations can also benefit from these resources. Let's now look at how innovation continues to shape the factors of production. Innovation is at the heart of economic progress. New ideas and inventions can change the way we use land, labor, and capital, leading to new industries and opportunities. For example, the rise of the internet has transformed communication and created countless new jobs. Entrepreneurs who embrace innovation can gain a competitive edge and drive growth. Next, we'll see how education and training enhance the value of labor. Education and training are crucial for maximizing the potential of labor. Skilled workers are more productive, adaptable, and capable of handling complex tasks. Investments in education can lead to higher wages and better job opportunities, benefiting both individuals and the economy as a whole. As technology evolves, continuous learning becomes even more important. Next, we'll discuss how capital formation supports economic development. Capital formation refers to the process of building up the tools, machinery, and infrastructure needed for production. This investment is essential for economic growth, as it allows businesses to expand and innovate. High levels of capital formation can lead to increased productivity, higher incomes, and improved living standards. Let's now see how entrepreneurship adapts to changing economic conditions. Entrepreneurs must constantly adapt to changing market conditions, technology, and consumer preferences. Flexibility and creativity are key traits that help them navigate uncertainty and seize new opportunities. Successful entrepreneurs often anticipate trends and adjust their strategies to stay ahead. This adaptability is vital for the long-term success of any business. Next, we'll look at how risk is managed in the production process. Risk is an inherent part of production, especially for entrepreneurs. Market fluctuations, technological changes, and unexpected events can all impact success. Effective risk management involves careful planning, diversification, and sometimes insurance. By understanding and preparing for risks, businesses can protect their investments and ensure stability. Now, let's see how specialization improves efficiency in production. Specialization means focusing on a specific task or product to increase efficiency. When workers, businesses, or even countries specialize, they can produce more at a lower cost. For example, a factory that specializes in making shoes can produce them faster and cheaper than one that makes many different products. Specialization often leads to trade, as different producers exchange goods and services. Next, we'll discuss the division of labor. Division of labor takes specialization a step further. It involves breaking down production into smaller tasks, with each worker focusing on a specific role. This approach increases productivity and allows workers to become experts in their tasks. Assembly lines in factories are a classic example of the division of labor. By working together, teams can produce goods more quickly and efficiently. Let's now explore economies of scale. Economies of scale occur when increasing production leads to lower costs per unit. As businesses grow, they can spread fixed costs over more units, negotiate better deals with suppliers, and invest in more efficient technology. This makes products more affordable for consumers and boosts profits for companies. Economies of scale are a key reason why large firms often dominate certain industries. Next, we'll look at the role of infrastructure in production. Infrastructure includes the physical and organizational structures needed for production, such as roads, power plants, and communication networks. Good infrastructure reduces costs, improves efficiency, and connects businesses to markets. Investments in infrastructure are essential for economic development and can attract more capital and labor to a region. Next, we'll discuss the importance of property rights. Property rights are legal protections that allow individuals and businesses to own and control resources. Secure property rights encourage investment in land, capital, and innovation, as people are more likely to invest when they know their assets are protected. Clear property rights also reduce conflicts and make transactions smoother. Next, we'll see how financial markets support the factors of production. Financial markets provide the capital needed for businesses to invest in production. They connect savers with borrowers, allowing entrepreneurs to access funds for new ventures and expansion. Well-functioning financial markets support economic growth by making it easier to allocate resources efficiently. Next, we'll discuss the role of information in production decisions. Accurate and timely information is crucial for making good production decisions. Businesses rely on data about markets, prices, and consumer preferences to plan and adjust their strategies. Advances in technology have made it easier to collect and analyze information, leading to better outcomes. Next, we'll see how supply and demand influence the use of production factors. Supply and demand are fundamental forces that determine how factors of production are used. When demand for a product rises, businesses may hire more workers, invest in new equipment, or expand their facilities. Conversely, falling demand can lead to layoffs or reduced investment. Understanding these dynamics helps explain shifts in resource allocation. Next, we'll look at the role of competition. Competition encourages businesses to use their resources more efficiently and innovate to stay ahead. It can lead to better products, lower prices, and improved services for consumers. In a competitive market, only the most efficient producers thrive, which drives overall economic progress. Next, we'll discuss the impact of regulation on production. Regulations and standards set by governments ensure that production is safe, fair, and environmentally responsible. These rules can affect how resources are used and what products are available. While some regulations may increase costs, they also protect workers, consumers, and the environment. Next, we'll see how cultural factors influence production choices. Culture shapes what goods and services are produced and how resources are allocated. Consumer preferences, traditions, and values all play a role in production decisions. For example, dietary habits influence agricultural production while fashion trends affect the clothing industry. Understanding cultural influences helps businesses better meet the needs of their markets. Next, we'll look at the impact of demographics. Demographic factors such as age, education, and population growth influence the supply and demand for labor. A young, growing population can provide a large workforce, while an aging population may lead to labor shortages. Demographics also affect consumer demand for different products and services. Next, we'll discuss the role of migration in the labor market. Migration can have a significant impact on labor markets. Inflows of workers can fill labor shortages and bring new skills, while outflows can create gaps in the workforce. Migration also affects wages, productivity, and the overall allocation of resources. Understanding these dynamics is important for businesses and policymakers. Next, we'll see how automation is changing the nature of work. Automation is transforming the way labor is used in production. Machines and software can now perform tasks that once required human workers, increasing efficiency but also changing the types of jobs available. While automation can lead to job losses in some sectors, it also creates new opportunities in others. Adapting to these changes is crucial for workers and businesses alike. Next, we'll discuss the importance of adaptability. Adaptability is more important than ever in today's fast-changing economy. Workers who can learn new skills and adjust to new technologies are more likely to succeed. Businesses that foster a culture of continuous learning and flexibility can better navigate economic shifts. Adaptability ensures that both labor and capital remain valuable as the economy evolves. Next, we'll look at the role of networks and collaboration. Collaboration and networks can enhance the effectiveness of all factors of production. Businesses that work together can share resources, knowledge, and technology, leading to greater innovation and efficiency. Networks also help entrepreneurs find partners, investors, and customers. Building strong relationships is a key strategy for success in today's interconnected world. Next, we'll discuss the impact of digital platforms. Digital platforms have revolutionized the way businesses access and use factors of production. Online marketplaces, cloud computing, and remote work tools make it easier to connect with labor, capital, and customers worldwide. These platforms lower barriers to entry and enable even small businesses to compete globally. Next, we'll see how consumer feedback shapes production decisions. Consumer feedback is a powerful tool for improving products and services. Businesses use reviews, surveys, and social media to gather insights and adjust their production strategies. Listening to consumers helps companies stay competitive and meet changing demands. Next, we'll discuss the importance of quality control in production. Quality control ensures that products meet certain standards and satisfy customer expectations. It involves regular testing, inspections, and improvements throughout the production process. High-quality products build trust and loyalty, which are essential for long-term success. Next, we'll see how branding adds value to production. Branding can significantly increase the value of goods and services. A strong brand differentiates products, builds customer loyalty, and allows businesses to charge premium prices. Branding is not just about logos, it's about creating a reputation for quality and reliability. Next, we'll discuss the importance of logistics in getting products to market. Logistics involves the movement of goods from producers to consumers. Efficient logistics systems reduce costs, speed up delivery, and ensure products reach customers in good condition. Distribution networks are a vital part of the production process, connecting businesses with markets around the world. Finally, let's summarize the key points about the factors of production. Wrap up the factors of production. Land, labor, capital, and entrepreneurship are the building blocks of every economy. Their effective use determines the wealth and progress of nations. By understanding how these factors interact, adapt, and evolve, we gain valuable insights into economic growth and development. Whether you're a student, entrepreneur, or policymaker, mastering these concepts is key to making informed decisions in the world of economics.